Good evening, everyone. Karuna, is it audible? Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Lakshya ma'am, Bharati ma'am, and yeah, Lakshmi Prasanna ma'am, Jansi ma'am, Sridevi ma'am. Uh, Before others on, can we quickly switch on your videos so that it will be very encouraging for us to, when we are talking, it would always be glad to look at you. Yeah, thank you, Jansi ma'am. I know I am disturbing in the weekend, but yeah, it will be useful for all the schools. At the same time, I will promise you, we will close by 6 o'clock. So, request all of you to kindly switch on videos until unless you are traveling. It's absolutely fine. Thank you, Sridevi ma'am. Thank you, Bharti ma'am. I see a lot of cameras still switch off. Okay. Thank you, Jyoti ma'am. Okay.
Let's wait for 2 more minutes, Andy.
Yeah.
It will still be moving.
Kindly call if any of your colleagues who are, our school owners or principals, any of the academic coordinators is, please make sure that they are also part of the session. Yeah, it is strictly restricted to leadership team. So intentionally, we have not invited all the teachers. So please make sure that we are reaching out to the right audience. And as I requested earlier, also kindly keep your cameras on until unless you are traveling and be an active listener. And I really want you to make it engaging as much as possible. And feel free to express anything in the chat box so that we can be more interactive, because this is going to be mostly learnings we have compiled from the various schools. So nothing new from our end. It's only just wherever we have identified the best practices in most of the schools, we have taken and compiled it for the benefit of the entire audience. Okay. Harika ma'am, you have raised your hand. Anything? Okay, nothing. Thank you. Okay, let's start without any further delay. I really want you to share, from all the leaders of the team, what are your current plans in schools, in order to grow your schools? What is that exactly you are doing, or you are planning to do in the next 2 months? Because this is going to be a peak season. In fact, we should not be restricting to 2 months. It always has to be, yearly plan. But right now, at this point of time, can you type in the chat box what is exactly you are doing, or what are your plans in order to grow your school? It can be anything. Yeah. When I say growth, don't limit to admissions. What is that you are doing it, currently in your schools? Be proactive. Don't hesitate. Whatever it may be, it might be very minute thing, but then please do share it. Yeah, I can see one response as of now. Canvassing. Okay, great. Campaigning or canvassing. Thank you, Alakya ma'am, Indu ma'am. I'm hardly seeing 2 responses out of 50 people. Excellent. I am seeing home visits to schools. Bharati ma'am, thank you. Okay, all you are saying is door-to-door campaigns, home visits, and school canvassing, school campaigning. That's all. Anything else? Okay, I think most revisions are happening. Great. That's on academic side. So campaigning door. So two predominant things I'm seeing across them. In fact, I'm sure most of the schools will do lot many things at the throughout the year, which I will also cover little later. But let me understand what exactly you are doing. Okay? Similarly, I also want you to reflect and share your answers in chat box. What are the 3 top drivers of growth when it comes to your school? Feel free to express 1 or 2 or 3, but preferably top 3 drivers of school growth or admission growth, whatever you say. What are the 3 top drivers of growth? Can you just share, reflect and share? I'm pausing here for a couple of seconds. Please do reflect and share your thoughts. Waiting for answers. Fifteen more seconds. Great, I can see. Simplify the question. Okay. I will simplify. Okay, Sachavani madam. Madam, very simple. What are the 3 things you think that will benefit the school growth in terms of admissions, or it can be in terms of branding or visibility? What exactly you are planning? Great. I see couple of the options also. Parents' motivations, showcasing our progress, like SLC, and systematic curriculum. Yes, thank you, Bharti ma'am. And Indu ma'am says good relationship. Excellent. And student showcasing our progress and student results. Absolutely brilliant. Effective teachers. Okay, great. Venkat Ramu sir says motivating the parents. Showcasing the SLC, again, teacher campaign, and good learning practices, and sharing the evidences with the parents. Yes, Jansi ma'am, thank you. Chandini ma'am, speaking in English, absolutely brilliant. SLCs, results, teacher campaigning. Yes, I think all of you are absolutely on dot. So I will talk a little bit on this growth, top 3 drivers of growth, but currently I will share what most of you are thinking about the first question, which you might not have articulated here. See, a lot of schools do conduct a lot of walk-ins and seminars. And so what they'll do, they will, whenever they will have the walk-ins, they will call all the walk-ins at one particular slot and conduct a small seminar on what exactly happening. Like most of you said, so what are our school structures in terms of monitoring the students? How do they convey to the parents? And similarly, how they are going to proceed the year long. So everything they are going to discuss as a part of seminars. And some schools I have also seen with a minimal budget, they will have a small calendar thing, which they will also, as a part of seminar, post completion of the seminar or any walk-in, after the they will have the registration form. Post that they will also share it to the schools. And I'm sure a lot of schools I've seen, they have Facebook or they have the social media in terms of Facebook and other websites also. So they keep sharing a lot of posters, digital campaigning, people call us. And absolutely, if you look at what are the benefits of the school, each school has their own customization. And the good thing is we have a lot of research with the with our base schools, and then we have come up with this, but you still can customize according to the need of it. Similarly, we also have the videos in Hindi, English, and Tamil and Telugu also. You can demand all these videos in your making use of your school logo by customizing it. I'm not playing. It's only just a video about the learning methodology what we follow at LEAD, and which is exactly most of the schools are doing it. Similarly, I'm sure a lot of schools you are also having the wall arts, newspaper ads. Sometimes you'll also make it to the bus stands. No, all this, and a lot of schools also have the admission brochures, and similarly, they will also offer the referral benefit to the parents as well as the teachers. But absolutely, it depends on the school. I'm not saying every school must follow all the things according to the need of the hour. So they will follow. Absolutely, what I want to say is all these things are available. And in fact, to summarize, if at all you look at, I will always look at digital and physical. When I say digital marketing and physical marketing, which is what you do as a part of social media, and physical marketing is mostly which you can perceive them. So yes, a lot of schools do in terms of physical marketing, in terms of hoardings, banners, pamphlets, school events, PTMs, parent orientations, at the same time pamphlet distribution. They will also conduct a lot of public activities. Apart from that, if you look at, as we discussed, walk-in and referral schemes, when we look at digital also, they keep coming every day with one poster on admissions are open. They'll come one activity, whatever the school they have conducted as a throughout the year, they are going to share as a part of it. And they will make in fact, WhatsApp campaigning, all the school teachers will take one of the activity which is one of best activity, and they'll keep them as a status. So it is going to give them. And these things they either capture as a part of their regular thing, or we also have a lot of programs which have been doing throughout the year, like Sankalp, where we collate all this and then we start making use of as a part of digital campaigning. And you will also have some schools. Last year I've seen they've launched their own school video which comprises of the entire school tour, describing all the features or the unique selling propositions of the each school. They'll come up with the videos. And as I said, they'll also have the Facebook campaigns, newspaper ads, admission videos, all of them as part of the digital campaign. Now, if you really look at my only submission to all the schools, don't spend too much of time in making all of them. We already have as a part of LEAD. All you need to do is send your school logo, name, and the nucleus ID to help. And don't even depend on the team also, because the field teams are always on the field. So they will be able to revert you within 48 hours. You will get the complete customized PPTs, customized pamphlets, customized customized brochures. If you have any specific requirement also, give us 48 hours. They will be able to come back to you. So please write to help. So all the routine activities, what we are doing as a part of any of the marketing campaign, don't expend your energies unnecessarily on creating this one. But if you have any specific things you want to highlight, please do specify as a part of mail, so that they will only be able to include them, so that it will be very easy for you also. At the same time, in case if you are not able to get any response after 48 hours also, you can reach out to our CSM by tagging the ticket ID, so that it will be very easy for us to track also. So from our marketing team, they are going to do all this, and they are going to customize it. It's very simple for them, because they have already have the pre-designed templates with the marketing team. And in fact, so this is the routine things most of the schools are doing it. But what exactly we need to focus? Now I'm going to ask the simple question: how do parents choose the school, or what is that we learned? I'm sure everyone in this webinar are already there with the schools for last 10 years or 12 years, or some of you been 20 years in the industry. I really want to understand, how do parents choose the school? So should I be part of this school, or I really want to change from this school to another school? what is that? No, can you quickly type in your chat box by taking yes, parents based on the reviews, okay, results. Thank you, Bharti ma'am, Jansi ma'am. Good quality teaching and personal care. Absolutely brilliant. I only see 4 to 5 responses. Communication skills, again, reviews. Indu ma'am says, Sachavani ma'am says communication skills, brilliant. Yeah. So if you really look at, there a lot of research has been done, and this is not something I made it up. Based on the research, what we have figured out, there are 3 things which are going to play a lot of role. One is, as somebody has already highlighted, good teaching methods, especially focusing on improving in the communication skills. And most importantly, school should be able to give a lot of confidence to child to express his thoughts, or he should be able to confidently, whatever the knowledge he has to be able to express very confidently. So if you ask me honestly, good teaching methods and the confidence he develop as a part of the school ecosystem. And the third thing is, parents should be able to perceive the value, or parents should be able to, school should be able to create the value for the parents. So these are the 3 major things based on the research from the schools, they have identified. So basing on this, mostly parents will take this decision. Of course, these 3 things will control whatever rest of you are saying. If somebody is saying reviews, these reviews will be obviously related to how effective the teaching is happening in the school, and are they able to communicate in English? Is the child is able to, child is very confident by joining in the school? Are as you rightly said, we are able to create the value for the parents. Yes, these are all things will indirectly give us the reviews. So these are the 3 things we really should focus when it comes to choosing the school. So our school should be able to address all the 3 parameters. Now, if you really look at, as somebody has already expressed, when we say growth, most of them perceive how many admissions we got in this year. In fact, I would say growth alone is new admission will not give you the true picture of any school if you have a leaky bucket. Because when I'm interacting with a lot of schools, every year they will get 120 to 200 admissions, but at the same time, they are also losing 120, 100 to 120 students. Effectively, if you look at a school is getting 200 admissions, but losing 120, which means hardly he is able to gain only 80 admissions. So when we say growth, it is not just a new admissions alone. In fact, normally any school should aim for 95% of the retention. For example, let's say a school has 500, so hardly we should be able to lose 25. In fact, this 5% come what may, because his father might got transferred, his mother got transferred, which we cannot, we cannot have any control. But apart from that, his parents should not leave because there is a good school, or because the teaching in that other school is really good. So that's why they are leaving. This is very important. We need to have a target of retaining 95% of our existing students. At the same time, if at all there is a room for us to admissions, or if it is a room for growth in the school, because not every school looks for growth, because some of the schools, they've already filled with to the brim of their capacities, impossible for them to accommodate. For them, it is only going to be the branding side. But if you have a room and if you have the capacity augmentation, we should aim for definitely 25% of the new student. So effectively, if you are losing out of 100, we are going to lose 5, and additionally, we are going to get 25. Effectively, we are able to create that 20%. So that is how we need to look at. Now, as all of you rightly said, retention definitely depends on the way the teaching is happening, the way we are taking care of our children, the way we are creating the value to the parents, the way children are able to express their confidently, and the way they are speaking in communication English. All these things matters when it comes to retention. So it is not going to be a one, no. In fact, if you really look at, I'm going to discuss quickly on 5 most important projects what we have realized based on the various schools. Now, I'm sure most of the things, nothing new, all of you are aware. One has already pointed out, home visits. I've seen these are very popular in Kerala and the way they are conducting. In fact, we have also done one Envision webinar in the month of February on home visits specifically. And in fact, if you are not part of it, there is a recording available. You can reach out to our team. They will be able to share, which will have a very good detail about home visit. But it has created a lot of impact in most of the schools in Kerala where their retention is absolutely brilliant, more than 95%. When I say impact, I'm saying even let's say out of 10 students, they are trying to move out of the schools, but because of the home visit, still they are able to save 8 students, which is a significant thing. And I'm all talking about these numbers based on the previous experience of the schools. And last year, we have launched, and I will be talking about school news. A lot of schools last year in AP also, especially in, I've seen a lot of schools, they've started monthly letter. It can be one page. And I've also seen schools, they are recording every moment and they are releasing the quarterly magazine. And they've also have the annual magazine, which also gives a lot, school magazine will give a lot of credibility and it also gives publicity in the not only in the existing parent base, it will also give a good word of mouth for the schools. And some of the schools, they have the periodic parent teacher meeting, which is very vital because you will be able to develop a lot of connect with the school and parents. In a way, it is very difficult for the parent to move out of the school because school ecosystem, because the school parents have connected with the teachers. Because I've seen a lot of schools which it is very difficult because what we call the appropriate terminology. Yeah. So barrier is very difficult for them to move out of the school because of the good connect with the parent, parent and teacher. So PTMs are something which you should aim. I'm not saying do it monthly or quarterly. It is absolutely depends on the school ecosystem because it might not be possible for some schools to do it on monthly basis then, but quarterly is something which we need to really look at. And similarly, some of the schools have also have the events like school days, sports fest, and annual fest. All this are absolutely vital in terms of, because not every child is very active in terms of education, but some of them are very active when it comes to extracurricular activities. The moment we recognize their or nurture their talent in terms of all the other activities which will be rewarded as part of this event, so which will help them to retain such kind of schools. So we are not here for this education. It's a holistic education. So we need to be able to encourage every child. Similarly, we have also launched this in South last year to some of the schools, especially who have completed 3 years. There are various national and international events which are part where we can just nominate our children at no cost. This year, we also have one student from couple of students who are part of this, and they have also won the national classmate championship, which is a worth of 2 lakhs check she has received. So all that is information is very vital. All this will help us, the schools, to give a lot of visibility and branding in terms of growth, but also it will help them to retain our existing base. To be precise, this 5 unity, I don't know how many of you are doing the home visits. Can you just quickly type in chat box? Do you conduct home visits for parents yearly, once or twice? Just type yes or no. If yes, how frequently you conduct? I really just want to understand. Yes, Bharati ma'am says recently we have come. Very good. Rani ma'am, yes sir, once a time. Absolutely brilliant. Yes, Jyoti ma'am. I think most of you are for every ASM. Great. Yes. So, okay. Great. I can see a lot of you are conducting yearly twice, and most of you are conducting at least once. And in fact, there is a webinar. I'm not really going to spend too much of time. If some of you are not conducting, please reach out to our CSMAA. There will be simple recording, which you will have complete detailing how effectively they plan in the schools. We have a complete folder, which will be shared to you. And just a breather question for all of you. What is the name of the lead quarterly magazine which is sent to schools? Just type in the chat box A, B, C, D. Let's see how many of you can respond. I know. I've been. Yes. I'm looking forward to, yes. What is the name of the lead quarterly magazine? A. Alakya ma'am says lead times. Okay, only one response. Let's look at others quickly. Komli ma'am says school talks. Sobha ma'am says lead times. Don't follow the others. Just be such a Jyoti ma'am says school times. Bharti ma'am says lead talks. I have a mixed response here. So most of you are saying either A, B, or say Sacha ma'am says C. Ramadevi ma'am, yes. I'm sure all of you would have reached. Please feel free to ask your CSM. Mostly schools are receiving through CSM. We have launched the school times from the last quarter onwards. And for every 3 months, you are getting the magazine. And we are also recognizing the schools which have been doing the great effort. At the same time, we have also recognized a lot of academic coordinators who have done similarly. My request to the team says you also need to have at least a quarterly magazine, if not monthly. So where you are going to recognize a lot of talent from not only parents, not only children. You should also be able to recognize your teachers who have done commendable job in terms of their efforts. So that will create a lot of visibility, and that will create a lot of motivation for the children and even teachers also. So for further details, feel free to reach out to your respective CSMs and AAs. We have already done last year. There is very significant progress. Some of the schools, I am sure, like IDS, I've seen Harshita and Rajamandri, I've seen the magazine very regularly, and I've seen Vikas have started regularly, and Sumedha school in Guntur, I've seen they have the calendar of events throughout the year. They capture not only the magazine. So please see through that. So whenever any new walk-in comes, they will have that yearly, which will capture all the student journey in terms of what the events also. Yes, so please make sure that we are capturing. And similarly, when it comes to Project Shine, I'm sure very few of them are aware of it. So we are not directly playing any role. We are indirectly playing. We are only collecting all the important events which are well recognized nationally or internationally, and we keep sharing with the schools in terms of various events, especially focusing from June to Feb, because we don't want to lose our children focus in terms of academics beyond Feb. So there are a lot of competitions like International Max Challenge and drawing contest. At the same time, you've also seen space art contest by international organization and many more, in fact. So what I really want is at the end of the webinar, I will share the link Google form. Depending on the context, which are the projects which are suitable for you, if you pick it up, you will be able to get the whole information by the respective CSM, because I don't want to give all the projects for every school, because you will lose the focus. You pick up top 3, 2 or 3 based on your school context. Some of them might not be applicable. For example, somebody who has started in the lead just this year, for them it might be not add value, because you are yet to see the student progress journey, because it will take some time for the students to express their thought confidently, and for them to you have to give national level events initially, like lead championship, then they will be able to get into such kind of initiatives. So I'm not really spending much time. So, and sorry, quickly. So to summarize, as far as the retention, see again, I'm just recapping. Yes, your curriculum teaching methods are very vital. On top of it, whatever. So in a way, lead will help you, in terms of your teaching methodology. Lead will also give you a lot of exposure in terms of lead championship. At the same time, this year we have also initiated school Shiksha Awards, which has also helps you to build the branding around your school when it comes to Shiksha Awards. And master classes is one amazing thing. So these are all the initiatives which you still can market it and which are going to be core of it when it comes to teaching methods in order to improve your child confidence level and speaking. On top of it, these are the initiatives which will, 1 or 2 initiatives, at least I request every school must be initiating at least 2 out of this 5, whether in terms of home visits, school magazines, parent-teacher meetings, annual day events, or project sign, or whatever you are customizing. I might not aware, you might be doing, please continue to doing it. At the same time, not just in terms of retention, as far as the growth also, we need to be doing. In fact, today I will be focusing little more on LTS because the rest of the things I'm sure by now every person who is in this call are already aware. For example, Sankalp, there are 73 schools who have registered from our region out of 160. Significant journey has been made this year. In fact, most of the kudos to all of you. Most of the things are driven by the academic coordinators and school principals. So keep doing that. Great job, which will give you a very good improvement in terms of not speaking culture in the schools. At the same time, ability to express their own thoughts or effective communication skills from the children. Similarly, last year also more than 80% of the schools have participated in summer camp, and please see through that you keep doing it because this will also gives you a lot of scope for high student engagement during the summer, and it also gives you a lot of visibility in your community in order to improve the admissions. And yes, as already pointed out by most of you, SLC and SLMs are also have given a lot of impact when it comes to school branding and visibility. Especially SLC will also focus in terms of conceptual understanding, thereby confidence of the children, which will also gives the parent satisfaction, which will lead to good word of mouth. So I'm sure all of you are aware. I'm not spending too much of time, but I'm going to spend next 10 to 15 minutes, especially on the lead talent scholarship. Before we go up, I'm sure all of you have been initiated the Sankalp journey, and I've seen a lot of schools, they have already set the stage in terms of 8 pillars of the Sankalp, and then you started initiating. But I've only seen a couple of schools, yes, again, they lost the focus because of the academic journey. Absolutely fine. Next year, because you have the document, wherever you have stopped, you can resume from there, or you can initiate from the beginning based on your school context. Let's see that you are doing it dedicatedly. I've seen phenomenal results as far as the Sankalp is concerned, because the way parents are talking or the way teachers are expressing in the schools. So please keep up the good journey and continue to recognize and reward the children or teachers who are doing a great job in terms of implementation. So which is very important, you keep appreciating. That's how you create the positive spiral. Thereby, you are going to add a lot of value. The systems will automatically take care of. And please do share your outcomes to all the stakeholders, including the parents, children, and yes, even our academic advisors. Now, I will just show, this guy is from very remote place of Andhra Pradesh, UKG student, I believe, yes, from Gauri Vidyaniketan. Is it audible, Karuna?
No, Andy.
Okay, then I'll not spend. So the most important thing here, see, last year I have certain concerns our school videos have been utilized by our some of the competitors because we have not added the name and the school name. So it's very simple in WhatsApp. Whenever you are sharing, there is an option called text at the corner. Make sure that if it is our school video, ensure that our school name is definitely part of it so that it will give a lot of visibility and branding internally also. Please continue to not just completing the Sankalp outreach is very important. How do you communicate to parents? How do you communicate the community is also very important, not just conducting. Because I've seen the schools, they have done phenomenal job in terms of, but then nobody has noticed, then it will not give the, end of the day, school growth is also very important. So feel free to reach out to our AAs or CSMs who will be able to, share their thoughts in terms of outreach program. And as I've already said, nothing more too specific to SLC. Again, I just want to add, I've seen only a few schools started doing, there are two kinds of SLCs. One is workstation SLC, and then another thing is stage SLC. Schools which have completed 1 or 2 years, I really recommend you to go to the stage SLC, which will give them a lot of advantage for the children to pick up the right skills in terms of ability to express especially in large gathering. So initial years absolutely fine with the stage workstation SLC, where every parent will come to workstation. Rather, what you should do is, once you have completed 2-3 years, you give the slots for every class. For example, pre-primary 10 to 11, primary 11 to 1, whatever the slots based on your context, and encourage them to do it at only one stage, so that will give them a lot of confidence. And yes, as I said earlier, it will develop confident leaders, which will also help us to create a proud parents, which will help us to create a positive word, which will definitely augment our admissions. And similarly, as I said earlier, so whatever we have said, nothing new. If you really look at, we have talked about Sankalp, we have also talked about summer camp, we have also talked about SLC, and I've not emphasized much on SLM, but yes, definitely it is also going to be a growth driver, because SLM also gives a lot of opportunity for visibility in the locality. At the same time, it will also develop the leadership skills, which are vital, life skills for the children as a part of SLM. Now, I have one question, because I've been talking a lot. Do you have a plan to attract? How do you attract the best talents to your school? Do you have any program, or have you ever thought of what is the plan to attract the best talent from your community or any nearby catchment areas? If yes, can you quickly text how are you going to do it? Yes, okay. Alakya ma'am says annual day. Okay, to be precise, how exactly you're doing SLMs? By doing SLMs, how do you attract the talent? My question still, even the question is open for Alakya ma'am. By doing the annual day, how do you attract right talent? How do you attract? Okay, only 2 others quickly. Sankalp was really excellent teaching method. Okay, great. Rashma ma'am, but talent test, absolutely brilliant. I think Lakshmi ma'am is on dot, giving more assignments, speaking skills, SLC. See, unfortunately, all this will only help you conducting talent tests. I think right on that, ma'am. So it is very vital to create talent, encourage the talent, nurture the talent. So definitely everybody has a play role in terms of talent test. So if you really look at, we are strongly recommending this year lead talent scholarship exam in every school. In fact, today my entire crux is going to be next 10 minutes. If your school has a more visibility, we don't mind you create, for example, ABC school, ABC talent scholarship, absolutely fine. But what we felt, lead will give you more mileage. You take the lead mileage also, it's absolutely fine. So we are not, but yes, because we feel lead has a better branding compared to the school, where you, depending on the context, please go ahead and look at a talent scholarship. Again, here one caveat, normally we are not supposed to conduct any admission test, which is the moment you conduct admission steps, CBSE norms dictates not to do so. So talent test is fine because you are encouraging by giving certain scholarships as a part of it. So if you really look at so how do we to attract top talents from the community and grow the admission with the help of all the stakeholder? It's very simple. We have to, as already somebody has already highlighted, external students have to take a small English test. We recommend English because the moment the child is really good at English, obviously his comprehension ability is good, which will also help him to score not only in English, maths and science also, because they are interlinked in terms of comprehension. And yes, if you have a methodology for comprehensively looking at not only English, maths, and science, absolutely brilliant. Go ahead and do it. But our suggestion is, if you are starting new, please go ahead with only English rather than looking at. And we will be able to provide the soft copies from the lead end in case if you if you are looking for this initiative. And overall, what we are going to look at, if you really look at prove overall English language skills and proficiency and fee scholarships. See, basically what we are going to do is we are going to give them the certificates for all the children who are part of the scholarship test. Lead will help you to give you the digital certificates in case if you wanted to give them the physical, you need to print. At the same time, scholarship, for example, recently I met one school owner in IDEA Indian Digital School. They conduct every year 50 marks test. Especially they have been building 3 schools in the last 3 years. Every year they started new school. For every 10 marks, they'll give the 5%. For example, students scored 10 marks, 5%. 20 marks out of 50, they'll get 10%. 30 marks out of 50, they will get 15%. So depending on the score, they'll give you. I'm not recommending that. Based on the context also, you need to figure out, because it also depends on how aggressively you are looking at the admission. For some schools which are already filled to the brim of their capacities, they might not need. So you might only encourage with really top talent, because it will help to drive the quality of discussion in the schools. And some new schools might come up with such kind of schemes. So if you really look at what the advantage of a talent such as example is very simple. Use the brand, whichever the brand, whether it's a lead brand or school brand, to attract more footfall and certify the students with terms of proficiency band. And it will help you to identify the gifted and talented students. And it will also help you to increase your footfall to the schools. The moment you are conducting a talent, the moment you are saying we have a webinar, please ask if you ask your parents to refer, nobody might, the turnout rate will be very minimal. The moment you are saying you are conducting a talent test, definitely the turnout is going to be significantly better than what you are asking for a walk-in. And similarly, it also enhances the reputation of the school, because the school is conducting talent tests, thereby they are taking the admissions, which also gives you a lot of advantage in terms of branding surrounded with. So when you are keen on lead talent exam, it's very simple. You have simple 4 steps. We are going to send you the form after this webinar for all the in fact, Karuna, can you share the right after the at the end of the webinar in next 10 minutes, I'm going to share. So not only here, we are also going to circulate in the groups also, school groups. If you are interested, automatically you will get all the paraphernalia. If you are interested for home visits, what exactly need to be done, you will get the. If you are only interested for the Sankalp, you will get the Sankalp. If you are interested for only for the lead talent test, you will get all the documentation which is support. If you are interested for all of them, yes, you will also get it. So the whole idea is, don't pick because you have all of them. The whole idea is, think of what is appropriate for basing on your school context. Look at only 2 or 3 initiatives which are most vital for your school. So coming back to this, So the moment you register with this form, just give me a second. The most important thing, any schools which have grown the admission, normally they'll have the admission team. And when I say admission team, one member from front office, one member from academics, and one member from management team will be definitely part of it, including the academic coordinator. So what will happen in case if parent visits suddenly, in case of any academic queries, so this person who is as a part of the academic team, who is part of the admissions team from academics is going to address it. So you need to constitute how admission team in the school and they start working on the initiatives what we are looking at. And what we need to do is enrolling all the external students. So normally what I've seen, you will not conduct on a single slot because most of the schools will conduct 2 or 4 slots, especially on the Sundays. Not every day they'll conduct, only on the Sundays during the months. If you look at the significant months are going to be definitely in the month of April, May. They are going to conduct after the school exam. So plan your dates for LTSC, and then what you need to do is you also say simple admission talent test will not give you the good mileage. You also need to plan for some rewards in terms of attracting the top talents. So some schools aggressively also, I've seen some school they are offer 50% if a person gets more than 90% in the admission test. So because we are looking for a right talent, accordingly you need to plan. So I'm not saying the percentages here. So please discuss with the admission team as a team form. And in case if you need any support, don't hesitate to reach out to our AA or CSM who will also be part of it until you develop the process. So they will also be there to support you. So definitely. So if you want to summarize, there are 10 steps, normally 10-step process, which most of the schools are following. Register us by linking the admission program, which I'm going to share it. Once you register, you have to create an admission committee along with AC and principal are mandatorily, and in fact 1 or 2 teachers and active teachers who are apart from that, in fact 1 front office member also has to be there. Similarly, market. So again, for this you need a lot of pamphlets, brochures. We are ready to for the schools which have registered as a part of LTSC drive, we are ready to provide all the customized. All you need to do is reach out to the CSM or AA. They will be able to share within 48 hours the brochures in the soft copies. And post that, what you need to do is we need to make sure that all the registrations, whoever coming, you need to track of them. And for you need to also give them the slots. So slot 1, first 25 students, not more than 30. 25 to 30 is recommended, and beyond that, whatever you are getting, you need to push for the second slot. If you are getting more, then you can also plan in the same day 2 slots in the morning and evening, so that our team will be able to guide you in case if you don't have an experience. And similarly, we need to also make sure that we are calling the registered parents. Some of them, initially they'll register, but they'll not show the interest in the, you need to give them the reminder also, sir, you have registered for the women, talent test. Please confirm, are you joining? So that will help us to plan. So this is the 5th step. So as I preferably on Sundays, not any other day, because most of the parents will be available on Sundays. Similarly, make sure that your teachers are conducting effective LTSC day. So on that particular day, let's say slot 1, you need to see that all the assessment papers of the soft or digital. In fact, some of the schools have conducted in the labs itself to showcase their lab. Based on the lab limitation, they will also give the slots. If there are 20 systems, they'll give 40 children 2 slots. They'll take the test in the online itself in the we have the form. If not, we can generate. It's not a big deal. At the same time, if you are conducting offline, which means pen and paper based assessments, you have to keep them ready, and you need to keep all the OMR sheets ready so that you don't have to struggle in the last minute. And on the day of exam, there are two halls need to be there. One exam hall, because this is an opportunity for us to interact with the parents. They will be idle as a part of this 1 hour. You can also plan one, take the most effective teachers and ensuring that they are experiencing of the model class of the lead. Depending on the parents, you can take any one particular grade, because based on the most of the children, so you take any of the model class and conduct, so that the children parents will also experience. And if your school has a lot of good infrastructure, you can also plan a particular slot, out of 1 hour. If you are conducting a model class of 30 minutes, you can also plan for 15 minutes for school tour. So you have to innovate how effectively, because this is the opportunity for us to reach out to the right clientele. Once the test is completed on the same day, make some collateral in terms of videos and audio of how the children are performing as a part of this, and student testimonials. Collate some video and make sure that you are displaying the children before even test also, or after the test also, you can plan it. So in this time, all the teachers need to make sure that we are correcting the assessments, which will help us to announce the results on the same day. And you can also share the sample certificates, which we will be providing soft copies. If you really want to make the hard copies, you can actually get it printed and you can circulate on the same day itself. But only thing is, post that, it is also very important you are collecting the interest form. Let's say some parent is really interested. After all this, you need to expression of interest form. So you need to collect, which are going to be active leads for the counseling team or admission team, which they will focus in terms of follow-up when the parent is going to come to the school, or if the parent is really interested for enrollment, what is the date, and so accordingly they'll form. So LTSC, we have been doing in our lead schools, and we have seen the phenomenal. So lead also has own schools of 8 schools across India. We have been doing the LTSC aggressively for the last 3 years, and we have seen the phenomenal results in terms of admission. So that is the reason I've been emphasizing a lot on LTSC today's webinar. But yes, all the other things also need to be planned according to the context. Now, what is the support for SLC from the school side? You need to plan your scholarships. I'm not saying the amount, that depends on the school context. You can plan 10 to 50%. 50% need not be extended for all. It can be limited to 1 or 2 children, but rest of them you can decide. And a dedicated 3-member team, as I discussed. And simply, you also need to marketing collaterals, and which need to be percolated. The best way to is making use of our children. They can invite any of the friends there as a part of it, making use of our existing school staff, parents, as a part of when you are going for any of the visits, home visits, you can also keep asking for the referrals of the existing parents. The school should be able to ready the LTSA as prescribed by the lead, or you can come up with your own customization. Absolutely brilliant. You can go ahead. And in fact, to be honest, when I was speaking to most of the school owners, school event will cost approximately 3 lakhs, but hardly, if you look at LTSC, will cost you around not less than not more than really 30 to 50,000. But I'm very much sure the significant amount of what you call results out of this is phenomenally high. I would rather say 5x times what you are doing through regular way of marketing. It will definitely give a lot of emphasis, growth for the school. And what is that we are going to support from lead? Yes, of course, we are going to provide all the assessment which are required. We are also going to provide digital certificates. Any of the marketing collateral, digital collateral, we are going to give you especially in English, and we will provide the answer keys and question digital papers. At the same time, you will also be given, if you want any learning from the schools which have already conducted, if you want to meet out to them, or if you want to take any support from our existing team members, we are happy to do it also. And to be precise, this is what we normally recommend. But again, as I said, school has their own prerogative and absolute freedom to do it. we have the recommend 4 bands. So people who are going to get A1, what is the amount of scholarship? A2, what is the amount of scholarship? B1 and B2, and less than 70%, you might not offer, but you will just give you the participate certificate. And if you really need a lot of admission, then you can also still think the innovative, like what I've said. For every 10 marks, you can offer certain meritorious scholarship, which is also absolutely fine. And finally, once you are done with all the admissions, you can also think of rewarding top student, 1 or 2 students from each grade, which will help again in getting the talent from other schools also. And percentages, absolutely it varies from school to school, again based on the local context. In case the person who was given the top scholarship does not join, the next person you can also offer with the same possible thing. So I strongly recommend we should not encourage our own students, because we are not doing for the existing students. The existing students are already part of it. So we should always encourage for the schools which are definitely from and the community who are looking for a better learning thing. And we need to be able to definitely attract the right talent. So yes, we should only encourage only for the new joiners, as Karan has rightly said. So again, just to summarize, I think we are almost on the edge. Sorry. Any specific questions you have? So this is again, to be precise, no, I am just sorry. 1 minute. So these are the various things to summarize. If you look at Sankalp, again, summer camp, SLCs, SLM, and definitely lead talentship, scholarship. So Karna, can you share the link in this one, so that any of them are really looking for any of these initiatives? For example, I will just show quickly so that you don't need to really, sorry. So you will have a form like this. You have to write your name, and you attended the webinar? Yes or no? It's absolutely fine. School name, nucleus code, and your advisor name, your designation and mobile number. And if you really look at the 5 retention initiatives, are you interested in taking up of anything like home visits or school magazines, parent PTMs, school events, Project Shine? Similarly, in case of growth initiatives, if you really look at lead talents test or Sankalp, SLCs, SLM, summer camps. Sorry. So any of them, so you would also read the webinar at the end. And finally, if you have any suggestions, or if you are implementing any good things better than what we have here, what we have discussed today, feel free to share it, so it will be useful for the entire community. So that's all from my end. If you have any questions, you can raise, so that we can address them. And you can also write in the chat box. Feel free to yes, feel free to express. You can raise your hand. We will unmute so that yes, ma'am. Any questions? Any questions? Feel free to express. Don't hesitate. My only request is, I think some of you are joining. It's okay. My only request is, today I've just given the context of it. In case if you need further details based on your nominations, our team may also going to get in touch with the schools, and which is going to be, you can actually take it to the next level. And I request you to share your feedback in the form, so that it will be useful. Any questions? If you don't have any questions, we will wind up in the next 1 minute, but I hardly see any hands being raised. Okay. I think, yeah. So Karuna, can you share the form link in the group? Thank you, Jansi ma'am. Thank you, Sachvani ma'am. Thank you all. Wish you all have a great weekend. It's yes, pleasure to see you all again. Looking forward to see you. Thank you. We will be sending in the school groups also the webinar link. Thank you.